24-hour post-fight night recap of Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. Let's get straight into it, bruh. We're going to go from top to bottom, starting at the main event, ending with the first fight of the night. So let's just get into it straight away. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. Khalil Rountree Jr. by a 5-round, extremely lackluster decision. Um, there's not much to say about it. I did get this fight wrong. I went Jamal Hill by I believe, third, fourth, or fifth round KO. I can't remember which round. We were close. We were close just a little bit, just a little bit. There was a point in time where wait, what? Why did Khalil Rountree Jr. only get awarded one knockdown? He knocked him down twice in the third round, and I believe like once in the fourth or fifth. I can't remember. But anyways, I guess we could kind of go round by round. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. Khalil immediately out the gate is aura farming. Just immediately starts aura farming as soon as the fight starts. He doesn't get off the fence. The bell ring, right? Mock Goddard steps in. I think he's the ref. And Khalil Rountree Jr. is just right there, just chilling on the back of the fence, just chilling right there. Just look at him, just straight aura farming, bro, like he's in some sort of fucking edit, and people are gonna be using that in an edit. He's just chilling there, waiting, just looking. Jamal Hill crouches in, and then Khalil Rountree, lethargically, he gets in his groove, and then he's like, all right, and then he's right there. Jamal Hill has him pressed up against the fence. Whatever, yada yada yada. First round goes by. I thought Jamal Hill could have won the first round, but if he didn't, then he didn't. It was a very close round. Don't really care about the first round, but I thought it could go to Jamal Hill. Second round, I think this is when Khalil Rountree starts visibly hurting Hill with low kicks. This is when Hill starts stumbling, and he starts walking. He's not walking funny, but he starts. You can see the reaction has drastically changed from the first round to the second round when he gets hit with low kicks, and you can start seeing, oh shit, that's taking a real toll on him. And so he's getting wobbled. He's kind of tripping a little bit to any low kick that Khalil Rountree throws. He's like stutter stepping. He gets hit. He kind of buckles his knee a little bit. He'll kind of drop down, or his feet will get taken out from under him. And so second round was primarily low kicks. That was the round of low kicks. Round 3, this is when Khalil Rountree just, I don't even know how he does it, bro. He just drops Jamal Hill like 2-3 times, bro. Jamal Hill, plotty, no feet underneath him, steps in with his guard all the way down, how do you say, over committing to shots, and Khalil Rountree just pop, overhand left, overhand right, clip him on the chin, flash knockdown for Jamal Hill. Which Jamal Hill, I know this is gonna sound funny seeing how his last 2 fights ended, but even if you look at those 2 finishes, you can see where I'm coming from. Jamal Hill has a very good chin. Like his chin is low key underrated. Like he got a flash knockdown by Alex Pereira. Multiple flash knockdowns, like 2 flash knockdowns against Yuri Prochazka, and both of them weren't flatline KOs. They were like TKO finishes where Jamal Hill was not even fully put away. He wasn't fully put away by Yuri Prochazka. He just covered up and wasn't intelligently defending himself. He got up immediately after. Against the Alex Pereira, again in the Alex Pereira fight, even while Alex Pereira is emoting, Jamal Hill's already to his feet. Like, if you look at that fight, Jamal Hill is already on his feet when Alex Pereira is done emoting. He's already back to his feet. Like, he woke up. He kind of like went to sleep and kind of woke back up, and then immediately when the fight was done, he was conscious again. Like, this guy has a good chin, so the flash knockdowns against Khalil, I wasn't surprised. He does have a pretty good chin. So I wasn't surprised that Khalil wasn't able to put him away. I don't think Khalil Rountree Jr. has power like that, even though he does have the most knockdowns. If you look at his opponents, like, all right, who's he knocking down, though? Oh, fucking I was gonna say Jimmy Crute, but he didn't have a win over Jimmy Crute. You know, it's like, who is this guy knocking down? This guy dropped Anthony Smith once. You know, you should be dropping him in the first round and finishing him in the first round. Anyways, fourth round. I don't remember anything that happened in the fourth round. I think the fourth round is when Jamal Hill knocked down Khalil, kind of got him off balance, turned his back away from him, and followed up with a nice follow-up shot. It kind of seemed like Jamal Hill, like Khalil Rountree was knocked down, but he wasn't. It was kind of almost like a Rountree and Pereira type thing. You know, when Pereira misses a head kick and he turns his back, and Rountree follows up with the right hand, even though Pereira has his back to him. It's kind of similar to that. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. Hold on. But yeah, it was similar to that whole sequence. But Jamal Hill loses the fourth round, loses the second, loses the third, and you get to the fifth, and you see Jamal Hill kind of just in every single round. Jamal Hill is just getting stung with shots. Hold on, let's just go by round. Sorry, and then we could get into that. In the fifth round, Jamal Hill shows no urgency whatsoever. He knows he's down 3 rounds. Everybody knows he's down 3 rounds. He might be down 4, but like I said, you could potentially give that first round to Jamal Hill. But he's down in the third. He's down he's down 3-1, and again, he just shows absolutely no urgency, no will to fight, no marauder mentality, no fighter mentality. Just simply, I'm just here. And it seemingly just kind of seemed like he showed up for a paycheck. Like, there was nothing to his game. There was no adjustments. There was no, obviously he doesn't have footwork or head movement or really, I don't know. There was nothing to Jamal Hill. Like, this entire fight, there was nothing. Like, if you watch if you watch Jamal Hill versus Glover Teixeira, dude, that version of Jamal Hill on short notice is 10 times better than this Jamal. And that, I get it. It's hard to have be yourself with a compromised leg, but even still, it's like you can't do anything. You like, there's nothing else to your game. You get kicked in the leg 4 times and you're done. That's all it takes. Like, there's nothing else to you. There's no extra layer. There's no backup plan. There's no, let me check the leg kicks. There's none of that. Jamal Hill, in every other fight, he looked so dynamic. He looked like he wanted to fight. He looked like he wanted to be there. He looked like he was an actual fighter. It looked like he actually had grit. He was there to collect, to put somebody to sleep. That's what, in every single one of his fights prior to this, that's what he looked like. A quick, on the feet, explosive fighter. Not the most technically sound, not the most freaking, perfect footwork, perfect head movement, not a boxer, just a guy who wanted to put the beats on somebody, a guy who actually wanted to fight. And this Jamal Hill, he's not that. He is not that anymore. And it's not even like he got technical. He's still less technical, and he digressed in skill. There's no head kicks. There's no body teeps. There's no body kicks. There's no low kicks. There's no step-in knees. There's no elbows. There's no fast twitch right hands. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a few. But, I mean, if you look at Jamal Hill versus Glover Teixeira, I'm sorry to go to that fight, but that Jamal Hill was amazing. And I get it was a 40-year-old Glover Teixeira, but he didn't improve on any of those skills for 2 years? 3 years? You digressed? It's like, when you look at that fight, when you look at every other one of his fights, Hill will hit the craziest combos. He will hit you with a right hand, body kick, body teep, head kick, low kick. Like, he would. And this Jamal is let me let you throw 5 low kicks and then piece me up, and then I might throw a jab. It's like, there's nothing there anymore. There's no mentality. There's no passion. There's nothing to Jamal Hill anymore. like, this version of Hill was the worst version that we've ever seen. And you could chalk it up to game plan. You could chalk it up to mentality, coming off of 2 KOs. Who knows? Maybe his leg is still affecting him, But at that point, get over it. Yuri Prochazka had the worst shoulder injury in UFC history, and he's back. Bro's not making any excuses. Many people have come back from an ACL, MCL tear. And you are just, you can't? I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's an injury to have, but come on, dude. Like, we're already removed from that, We're 3 fights removed from that injury. But there's nothing to his game anymore. There's no footwork. There's no head movement. There's no grit. There's no spirit. There's nothing left in Jamal Hill. He's just, the only thing left to Jamal Hill is his ranking. And that's slowly disappearing. And I just can't help but wonder how long he will even have that. So, I don't know. Bro, I honestly, with the way he looked in this fight, bro might lose in a rematch versus Johnny Walker. I'm just saying, he might. But enough shitting on Jamal Hill. I guess we can't even glaze Khalil Rountree because he didn't look all that better. He looked more patient, which, yippee, he's more patient, and I do agree with him with what he said. He was like, if he perhaps engaged in a different game plan in round 3 and 4 against Alex Pereira, maybe that fight would have went differently. He was up 2 rounds. I don't know, people say, no, he wasn't winning that well. Bro, I don't argue with opinions, I argue with facts. And all judges' scorecards had Khalil Rountree Jr. up 2 rounds to none in that Alex Pereira fight. So I'm not going to argue saying, oh, he wasn't even winning that much. Hey, he won 2 rounds. Statistically, he only needed 1 more round and to not get finished, which is a big ask for Alex Pereira to not get finished. But, I mean, hey, other fighters have done it. So, I'm just saying maybe that fight would have went differently if he engages in the 3rd and 4th round a bit differently in the Alex Pereira fight. And maybe he's just fighting a bit more smarter. And like you said at the end of the round, Jamal Hill's a hard guy to take reads off of, and he has to play it safe, for his safety. So, whatever. But both guys probably participated in the most boring main event this year. It was god awful. It was terrible. I hated every second watching this. I was severely disappointed in every single fucking round. Mainly by Jamal Hill, but Khalil Rountree Jr. ain't getting no fucking brownie points either. I mean, this shit was boring as fuck. Anyways, though, on to the next. I got this pick wrong. On to the next. Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. This fight was good. Again, just kind of, I don't know. I couldn't really give a fuck about this fight, to be honest. I thought it was boring. Fiziev won the first round, I guess. And I thought there was an argument for Ignacio to win round 2 and 3. Not a crazy argument, but I believe it was at the end, the second round where I thought Ignacio Bahamondes was going to win. And I thought we were going into the 3rd round. 1-1. But I can see judges giving it to Fiziev. 1, because he's an Azerbaijan fighter fighting in Azerbaijan. 2, it was pretty close on the feet. I did think Ignacio Bahamondes was winning the 2nd round. But at the end, Fiziev gets 2 takedowns back-to-back. Ignacio just giving them up. Absolutely not fighting them whatsoever. Just throwing up the same, triangle or a guillotine twice in a row. Didn't get it either time. Just looked like a bum on the ground, Got made to look dumb, essentially. And then he gets not a flash knockdown, but he got kind of swept off his feet. He tripped in the final seconds, which is just those 3 incidences after having a close round on the feet. Those 3 things are just extremely bad visuals for the judges to see. They see you end up on your back 3 times at the end of the round after a close fight on the feet. Yeah, it's like you're going to lose that round. So, if you score properly, though, I mean, I could still see Ignacio Bahamondes winning this round. Yeah, he's up by 5 on significant strikes. But it was a close. It was close. It was a close round. And then this third round, I forgot who I thought won this round. There's an argument for Ignacio Bahamondes, but there's just as much as an argument for Rafael Fiziev. Nobody's screaming robbery at this fight. The right decision was made. 2-1, I think is 2-1, 3-0. Either way, I could see the argument for, you know, a 3-0 Rafael Fiziev. So I also got this one wrong. I went Ignacio Bahamondes by a win in a spectacular fashion. I didn't really say a round, but yeah. On to the next fight. Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. We beat Kuniev. We beat Kuniev. Curtis Blades. I went Curtis Blades to win this fight by. I forgot how I went. I think I maybe said KO or decision. He got it done by decision. Split. Although I don't see the argument for Kuniev. I see Lucas Tracy. I see Curtis Blade. I see Lucas Tracy. I see fucking Kenny Okoye crying robbery, howling at the wolves. You know, boy cried wolf, man. They're acting up a storm. They're crying. They're huffing and puffing. They're fucking winning and whining. They're Blades lost that fight to a Roy Chi. Crying, barking up a tree, dude. I don't see how you could give this fight to Kuniev. I mean, I see it, but if you're an actual living human being with a decent working brain and aren't mentally challenged, Curtis Blades won the first and third round. Like, yes, Kuniev was kind of piecing him up in the second, but if you look at the third round, dude, Kuniev didn't throw anything. He threw a few hands, and don't get me wrong, he had a few hands, not bad shots, but Curtis Blades was landing equally as well on the feet. Like, I think Kuniev had one good right hand down the pike that kind of like shook up Blades a little bit. But other than that, Blades was piecing him up with the jab, piecing up with the right hand as well, and then he landed like who knows how many fucking low, knees to the thigh up against the fence. Oh, I'm fucked, dude. Oh, dude. Look, it wasn't an impressive fashion in how he won, but he said he had a MCL or ACL injury, whatever it be. Whatever, dude. If you're walking, I don't want to fucking hear it. If you're walking out the fence, I don't want to hear how it affected your performance. But he said he had an injury. He did look shit. He did look really bad. Rizvan Kuniev was kind of just jiggling at range in the third round. He was just kind of like doing nothing. Oh, that's another thing that pissed me off. We'll go back to it later in the card. But Rizvan Kuniev was just jiggling at range, and Curtis Blades was doing fuck all. He was doing better than Kuniev. If you say Blades did nothing, then Kuniev did twice as much of nothing. He did fucking nothing in the third round. He was piecing up into the second. If you want to look at Blades' fight and say, oh man, how did Blades win that fight? Dude, all that damage came from the second round. None of that damage came from the third. All that damage happened in the second. So we score that for the second. It was 1-1 going into the third, and Curtis Blades got the third round. He edged it out. Let's look at the strikes. 28 significant strikes to 13. He doubled them on strikes. So I don't see the argument. I don't know. I just see, I don't know. I'm not even biased, but it's just like if you know anything at all, have a working brain, and know the scoring criteria, then you would know that Curtis Blades won this fight. It's very simple. I mean, I guess I could see the split decision. Yeah, I mean, I've seen worse fights go to split decision, so I'm not gonna be up in arms about it. But I thought Curtis Blades clearly won this fight unbiasedly, even though I did pick Curtis Blades. It was close though. Anyways, on to the next fight. Tafiq Musafayev versus Miktik Orabai. Miktik Orabai misses weight by 10 pounds. I did not know that when I was doing my predictions, but it wouldn't have skewed anything. Miktik Orabai, if they're forcing Brian Battle to move up to middleweight after missing weight by 8 pounds, Miktik Orabai should not have a choice as to whether he wants to stay at 155 or go to 170. Yeah, he should not have a choice. He should be forcefully pushed up to 170. Any person with a brain will know if you miss weight by 10 pounds, you should be banished. And more people should shit on Miktik Orbai for missing weight by 10 pounds. That is genuinely the most disgusting thing to do of all time. 10 fucking pounds. You didn't even try to make weight. You dead ass didn't even try. Bro was too caught up, fucking defending his defenders or whatever. But I'm gonna be all honest with y'all. This fight did not interest me in the slightest. I know people like to hype up Miktik Orbai. Oh, Miktik Orbai is a fucking caveman. Yeah, he's a cool fighter. But I didn't care for this fight whatsoever. I mean, if you put in a scrub like Tafik Musafayev against Miktik Orbai, like, I believe he took this fight on short notice too. Tafik, it's just like, if that happens, dude, like, you're sending a lamb to slaughter. Miktik Orbai is like 5-1 in the UFC, 4-1 or something like that, or something along those lines, 3-1 maybe, I don't know, maybe 5-1 after this fight. And you feed a debuting guy to him. It's just like, it doesn't interest me. Tafik didn't prove himself in any way, shape, or form. He's old, and it's just like, oh, here's Miktik Orbai here you go. Just because you're an Azerbaijani fighter. Here you go, you get to fight in your hometown. It's just like, it was just a lamb getting sent to the slaughter. I didn't even pay attention to this fight. I just seen Miktik Orbai take him down twice and then, like, submit him with the Kimura. I was on my phone. Like, this fight didn't interest me whatsoever. I wasn't gonna pretend to be interested in a puppy versus a dragon. Like, I wasn't interested in that whatsoever, which is exactly what this was. And Miktik Orbai showed that that's what it was. Although Miktik Orbai did engage in some encounters very stupidly and sloppy. Like, he would just kind of charge with his hands down, and Tafik would just kind of like piece him up just a little bit. Not piece him up, but just land on him pretty well. So Miktik Orbai didn't look too good on the feet. And with just those very few exchanges, he would just, marauder max forward and get caught a few times. But he got the job down, took him down 3 times, submitted him with the Kimura. Pretty fucking easy. I mean, like, what did anybody expect with this? On to the next fight. Nazim Sadikov versus Nicholas Mota. Now, if you guys don't know, both of these guys got a 100K bonus. Both of them. They got finish of the night and performance of the night. Both of them got all the bonuses for the entire card. Nicholas Mota 100K, Nazim Sadikov 100K. A little unfair. I think Nazim Sadikov should have got 125K, and Nicholas Mota should get 75K. I don't think you should get 100K for, you lost, so I don't think you should get as much of a bonus as the guy who won. But just my opinion. But I'm not gonna pocket watch. Good job, Nicholas Mota. Good job, Nazim Sadikov, for delivering the only entertaining fight on this entire card. First round starts. Nicholas Mota is on the front foot, pressuring Nazim. Hurts him up against the fence with the not up against the fence, but they're out in the open, and Nicholas Mota lands some good, like, solid body shots on Nazim that back Nazim up to the fence, and Nicholas Mota crouches on him, lands another body shot, and that's when you see Nazim covering up. He's wincing a little bit. Nicholas Mota smells blood, and he starts teeing off on him. He starts going body, head, body, head, body. Not even lands, but he throws, like, within the first 2 or 3 minutes, he throws 75 strikes. Most of them are blocked, but he does land around like 30 to 40-ish. Which is insane output for the first like two minutes. And honestly, there was a point in time where I thought you could stop that fight, because Nazim, it was genuinely like, okay, Nazim, like, none of these shots are necessarily getting through too clean. There are a lot that are hitting the body and the guard, but it's just like, it's just like, you still gotta, at some point, you still gotta, like, all right, this fighter isn't doing anything. They're not doing anything. Like, yeah, sure, they're not getting hit by some of these shots, but they're not doing anything. You gotta just step in. It's like that Cedric Dumas fight in his last fight when he's getting like hit like 15 times in a row. Like, yeah, sure, the shots weren't landing. They were hitting all on the guard, but you still got to step in. You're not doing anything to better your position. That's kind of what I thought with Nazim. It was like he's not doing anything to better his position. He's just getting fucking pieced the fuck up, 30 times in a row. But he immediately after Moda lets up just a little bit, Sadikov immediately right hand, left hand, head kick, backs up Nicholas Moda to the center of that octagon essentially, and they start teeing off on each other. They start going after each other, man. Azim Sadikov, you know what I'm saying? Starts putting the hands on. Like I said, he's got effortless strength. Where Nicholas Moda, I feel like he has to put more pop in his shots to get the same reaction that a Nazim does. Nazim just has to put it out there, kind of just put it out there, show it to you, and it's hurting you. Where Nicholas Moda, he really has to lay it on you to hurt you. Like, bro threw a 35 fucking punch combo and couldn't get Nazim out of there. But Nazim starts coming back at the end of the round. Honestly, the first round's kind of a swing round. I wonder who they gave it to. I would assume Nicholas Moda just because he damn near finished the fight. But I don't know. Nazim really came back after that whole engagement. He really came back and did it. Put some hands on Moda, like in the watch. Let's go to the first round. He landed more strikes than him, but Nicholas Moda did get the knockdown. But in the second round, at the end of the first round, Nazim lands 2 smashing elbows on Moda's just chin. And low-key, Moda decided to aura farm. And after eating the elbows, he's just standing up on the fence. Low-key kind of just unaffected and just smiles. Sticks out his tongue and, they dab up each other. Because I think Nazim thought he hit Moda after the bell. But he didn't. They were both fair shots. But he says, gives him the thumbs up. They dab each other up. Go to their corners, but Moda aura farms it a little bit, and then in the second round starts pretty quickly into the round. Nazim hits Moda with a nasty elbow that splits Moda open on the forehead, just kind of like an Irene Aldana type cut. That's like straight down, right above the nose, straight down the forehead, cuts him up, splits him wide open. Nicholas Moda starts leaking. Again, he aura farms. He sticks out his tongue like it didn't affect them after eating a huge blow. But they get into a fucking war, dude. They get into a fucking war. They start throwing. They start banging. And Nazim pressures them up against the fence. And it's like how Moda got Nazim up against the fence in round 1, except roles reversed. Nazim starts landing, going to the body. Moda kind of is throwing a right hand. And as he's throwing the right hand, Nazim is throwing his own right hand. Picture perfect, right on the chin, whips Moda's head back, just gets slumped immediately. Nazim follows up with 2 more shots, fights over. Nicholas Moda's out cold, and Nazim runs, jumps up on the fence, starts celebrating, and it's tough for Moda, man. It's tough for Moda. 5 of his 6 losses come by brutal KO. Well, I'm only going to talk about the ones in the UFC. I think he's like 3-3 in the UFC, and all 3 of his losses are just brutal KO. It's a nasty look. It's a nasty look for him. Chin is very chinny. I say let's get him a grappler, man. Let's get him somebody who's not going to absolutely take his head off. Let's give him a freaking... I don't know if this fight's already made, but if Terrence McKinney gets through Vyacheslav Borishev, let's make that fight, Probably not, though, because Moda just got freaking absolutely murked, and he's probably going to need, like, a lot of time off. But feel bad for Moda, but Nazim is a real powerhouse. He's a real strong fighter. He looks real calm and composed. He looks so in his element out there. He doesn't look foreign to these firefights. He doesn't look scared. He's not scared to engage. He's not jittery. He's just locked in, and he's always in there. So, love to see that from Nazim. Brutal KO. One of the fights of the year. I'm glad they both got 100K each. Lined their pockets. I love that for small fighters like both of these guys. So, Great to see. On to the next. Mohamed Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. Uh, you know, hairy monkey versus hairless ape. It's I'm not gonna dissect this fight. I don't even know if I watched this fight. If I did, it completely left my memory. Um, I didn't watch this fight. Muhammad Naimov won. I got it right. Bogdan Grad looks like a hairless ape. On to the prelims. So Kyung Kyo versus Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott is handed his third professional loss from a fucking bum, dude. Not a bum, but just look at Seo King Yo Ko's regional opponents. Dead ass, dude. I showed you guys in my prediction video. It's 27-26, 8-7, 7-7, 6-8, 0-0. It's like before this, he had one good win, which is over 7-0 opponent on the Dana White Contender Series, or whatever promotion he comes from. Could be road to fucking UFC. I don't give a fuck. But Oban Elliott, I thought he fought the better levels of competition. I thought he'd be able to KO Ko, but he wasn't. And instead, I was at work when this fight was happening. Actually, from this fight onward down, I was at work and I was just listening to the fights. So my opinions on these fights might be skewed a little bit, but like it just sounded like Oban Elliott was getting ragdolled. Just mind, not even referring to the fucking commentators, but just visually, not visually, audio wise, you could hear just something repeatedly hitting the canvas. You know that sound when somebody hits the canvas pretty hard? You just kept hearing that. And I knew it was Code just repeatedly getting takedowns on Elliott. Like Elliott, stats alone, you could see that Elliott couldn't even do anything. He just got absolutely ragdolled, and apparently Ko has a pretty high level judo background, which is something I didn't know. Wouldn't have changed my pick even if I did. But yeah, he just kind of out grappled him, out wrestled him. Just like anytime Elliott went to better his position, Ko was already 2 steps ahead. 2, 3 steps ahead. He would just control. Oh, when Elliott get back up, get back down. Taking you right back down. It was just so rinse and repeat, so simple, so fluid from Ko. Not even having to worry about anything. It wasn't that he didn't have to worry about anything Oban Elliott would do. It's that he didn't give Oban Elliott the opportunity to even threaten anything against him. So there was absolutely no adversity. He looked seasoned out there. He took the best game plan possible. I love to see a fighter actually recognize, not just fight their element. Ko is mainly a KO kind of guy. So it was good to see him seeing the path of least resistance and also taking it, but in a respectful manner. Just completely exposed Oban Elliott for the level of grappling that he does not have. But both good fighters. Just Oban Elliott got shown levels by a debuting opponent. So we'll see what's next for him. I'm curious. I'm very curious as to what's next for Oban Elliott and Ko. But good for Ko to get a win over somebody who's like 4-0, 5-0 in the UFC. So good stuff for Ko. On to the next. Ismail Nurdayev versus Jung Young Park. Again, I didn't watch this fight. I don't know who won the first round. I'm assuming Ismail Nurdayev won the first round, just looking at significant strikes. So, and in the second round, I believe when the first round, Ismail Nurdayev lands an eye poke. Second round, he lands another eye poke, and I believe he lands a low blow as well, or maybe that was Jung Young Park that landed the low blow. Again, I was just listening to it, but I was also watching. I didn't watch it, but I heard it when Ismail Nurdayev landed the illegal knee on Jung Young Park, and then I took out my phone because I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck just happened?" Jung Young Park was bleeding from the eye. His body language was all like, I don't want to continue. You could read somebody's body language. And Jung Young Park clearly did not want to keep fighting after that illegal strike, at least not for a while. And they came back, they cleaned it up a little bit, even though they're not supposed to. They still cleaned it up. They're low time fighters, They're not soy, so they knew to let Jung Young Park to forcefully make him continue to fight. Hold on, I'm gonna take a drink. And Ishmael Nurdiv, not necessarily a dirty fighter, but if you land two eye pokes, potentially a low blow, and a knee to a downed opponent, you deserve 2 points taken. And honestly, I was saying that the ref is one of my favorite refs because he was talking so harshly to Nurdiev after Nurdiev hit one of the eye pokes. He was yelling at Nurdiev's corner saying, "Stop coaching! Stop coaching! Don't coach!" I really respect that. And after the low blow, he went up to Nurdiev and he was like, "Nurdiev, you cannot do that. His knee was down." And Nurdiev was like, "No, how was it the point? His knee wasn't down." He's like, "Yes, his knee was down." "Oh shit, I did not see this." It was just the funniest like reaction of all time. But Nerdiev claimed to not see his knee was down. But the ref, he was talking to Herb Dean, and he was like, I need to take 2 points if you continue, I take 2 points. And he did exactly that, which is so fair. Even before he took 2 points, I was like, dude, either DQ or 2 points. Like, that's not 1 point worthy. So good thing the ref actually made a smart decision for once. Can't believe I had to glaze a ref for making the right decisions. Which debatably he didn't, because arguably that should be a DQ. But he took 2 points away from Ishmael, kind of just a fucking, doom from the start, Jung Young Park then gets the third round, controls him, kind of dominates him in the third round. Ishmael Nurdiev completely gassed, had nothing to give. No adversity to give to Jung Young Park. So Jung Young Park just fucking ragdolled him for the third round, controlled him, beat him up. At least that's what it sounded like. And yeah, I don't understand how I don't understand some of the scorecards. Let's search that up right now. I don't understand some of the scorecards. I don't understand how they scored that Jung Young Park. It sounded odd. Like, I don't know how Jung Young Park won the first round. He got clear. I didn't watch it, but these significant strikes look pretty fucking significant. So I don't know exactly how Jung Young Park got that first round. Every judge gave Ishmael the second round, had to deduct him a point because because he did get 2 points deducted. And then, wow, one judge awarded a 10-8 to Jung Young Park in the third round. That's interesting. I don't know how Jung Young Park won the first round, but again, I didn't watch this fight, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But hearing it, I was like, that's a weird scorecard. How did he do that? But yeah, Jung Young Park outlasts Ishmael Nurdiev after taking severe punishment, brutal eye pokes, a brutal knee to the head illegally, and potentially a cup shot. But good job, Jung Young Park. I got that pick right. Onto the two women's fights. Daria Jelezniakova versus Melissa Mullins. Melissa Mullins lost. Sounded like a good fight. I was at work still doing, stalking bullshit. What the fuck? Why is my screen blue? Why are you blue? But sounded interesting. I was watching a little bit of it on my phone. But Dariana Zelezniakova won the rematch. It sounds like she just did more throughout every single round. Melissa Mullins seemed kind of one-dimensional. On to the next. Irina Alekseeva versus Claudia Segula. Again, same thing. Irina Alekseeva, one-dimensional. Looks like a dude. Looks like a lesbo. I thought she would win. She looks like that one kid, Colin with the one, the one Colin or some shit. The guy that just smokes and vapes and shit. Looks like that guy on TikTok. Anyways, Claudia Segula the prettier fighter. I'm using quotations because I think she's ugly as fuck. Um, outdoes Irina Aldana, the lesbo. Tagir Ulianbekov versus Azat Maxim. I'm surprised these guys didn't get a bonus as well. This was sounded again like a really entertaining fight. The crowd was going crazy during the whole thing, all cheering on whoever the fuck they were cheering on. I don't know who the fuck they would have been going for, the fucking Dagestani or the the Kyrgyzstani, yeah, Kazakhstan, the motherfucker guy from Kazakhstan. I don't know who they were going for. I think they were going for Tagir because they all kind of erupted when Tagir won. But I think Khabib was in his corner. Islam was in the crowd as well. Uh, it seemed like a close competitive fight. They gave it to Tagir. Um, the first round, 19-18 in favor of Tagir, 25-19 in favor of Tagir, 24-25 in favor of Maxim. Takedowns. Tagir didn't land a single takedown, and he shot 8, whereas Asmat got 3 out of 7. Um, let's see how the judges officially scored this fight. They gave it. They went. So 2 judges gave Tagir the first 2 rounds, or 1 judge gave Tagir the first 2 rounds, and 3 judges gave Tagir every single round. So Asmat Maxim won 1 round on 1 judge's scorecard, which was the 3rd. Every other judge had it 30-27, 129-28. Tagir, the stats don't reflect how close this fight was. Just audibly listening to it, it sounded like a close fight. I don't know, because Michael Bisping was commentating, so who knows? My ears may have deceived me, but I hope the professional commentators that get paid millions to do this are a reliable resource to listen to fights. But Tagir Ulianbekov gets it done. Hamdi Abdel Wahab versus Muhammad Usman. I got this pick right. I went Muhammad Usman. I thought he would be good enough to beat Hamdi Abdel Wahab that got fraud checked by Jamal Pogues and who's that other fucking jobber? That other fucking bum? Ooh, shoot, what's his name? I forget. But Hamdi Abdel Wahab beat Jamal Pogues. Fuck, what's that other dude's name? Fuck, dude, that's just gonna piss me off. But anyways, Hamdi Abdel Wahab lands a big shot in round 1. It sounded like got the attention of Muhammad Usman, and honestly, I was considering changing my pick. I was like, oh fuck, dude, Hamdi's gonna get it done. But my boy Muhammad Usman clutched up in the 2nd and 3rd. He started landing those crafty vet overhand rights. Outstruck Hamdi Abdel Wahab, the Taekwondo, I think, practitioner, right? Yeah, Muhammad Usman got it done over Hamdi Abdel Wahab. Won that 2nd and 3rd round. Let's see what the judges said. Yeah, 10-9, 10-9. Yeah, 10-9 for Muhammad Usman in the 2nd and 3rd. Hamdi won the first on every judge's scorecards, but didn't watch it, just listened to it. But yeah, I was at work for most of this card. Pretty shit card though overall. 2 finishes. Nazim Sadikov and Nicholas Moda. I would say give Orbai 1, but he missed weight by 10 pounds. Honestly, cut 50% of his purse. He doesn't deserve it if he's not gonna cut weight. And but hey, show a little love to Tagir, bro. Tagir and Asmat, show him a little love, man. Nothing wrong with some flyweight action. But fuck Jamal Hill for absolutely selling my pick, jiggling at range. Fuck Ignacio Bahamondes for fist pumping the air 50 fucking times without engaging against Rafael Fiziev. I swear that air in the octagon had a black eye and was beat the fuck up after this fight with how much Ignacio Bahamondes was fucking pumping that jab out there to that fucking non-existent space. Holy shit, that pissed me off. Seeing Ignacio Bahamondes fist pump in the air 15 to 20 times without ever engaging with Rafael Fiziev absolutely enraged me, fueled me with nothing but hot, steaming, boiling rage. Fuck the main event, fuck the co-main event, fuck every fight on this Forsaken card minus Nazim Sadikar versus Nicholas Moda. Fuck it, bro. Give those boys every single person's fight purse, dude. None of the fighters on this card deserve money. I went 7-5. I should go 7-3 on paper because the women's fights, unranked women's bantamweight fights genuinely don't matter. It's like watching two homeless men fight. Like that's the same level of competition that you'd get, same level of skill. They're not skilled whatsoever. So I went 7-5 on paper, but if we're gonna count only the fights that matter, I went 7-3. I got the main event wrong, got the co-main event wrong, and I got the Sung Young Ko pick wrong. All, not bad. The Oban Elliott versus Sung Young Ko, that was an insane upset. So not gonna kick myself too much for that one. But the main event and co-main event, I'm seething, I'm mad, I'm upset. I'm gonna probably record a video right now about some other news that got released. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. The 24-hour post-fight recap of Jamal Hill and Khalil Rountree Jr. Stay tuned. I'll be dropping a video soon. I'm gonna be watching some fights to get this to drop my prediction video for next week's card, which is a banger. Can't wait. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what your thoughts on the card was below. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.